Jordan Ashburn was able to seal the deal on the 2022 National Championship, but 2 rounds remain on the schedule. Can the Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna ride of Jordan Ashburn put a little icing on the cake? GNCC on MAV TV starts now.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racing!
Hello and welcome to round number 12 of the Grand National Cross Country Racing Series, presented by Specialized and AMA National Championship. We're here in Newburgh, West Virginia for the Amsoil Buckwheat 100. And as always, we begin with our Specialized race recap. Mikey Wayne's here. I'll be taking you through today's racing action. Last round, action-packed as always. The championship on the line for the number 3 Husqvarna of Jordan Ashburn. Started things off hot. I don't know how else to put it. Grabs the hole shot, the early lead into the woods, and he had some challenges throughout the day, but overall, you could just tell that Jordan Ashburn was a man on a mission, focused, fixated on what was coming his way at the checkered flag. Saw some great riding early by both Thad Duvall as well as Grant Paler. Right here, good example, challenged by Ricky Russell right there on the rear wheel. Ricky would challenge him early in this one, but again, as the race wore on, Mr. Consistency just had it going. I mean, he just was answering to the pressure, had some great defensive riding throughout the day to make sure he had himself in position. Little mistake right there, or back there, I should say, by Craig DeLong. Craig would make up for it, though. Eventually, he would get up there. He would challenge Jordan Ashburn. In fact, he would take the lead. So good to see from Craig DeLong being able to lead this race. I gotta think here at the end of the season and into next season, this man's gonna be challenging these guys for wins. But again, Mr. Consistency, he did what he came to do. He ground out this race, found himself back out in front of Craig DeLong, and when the checkered flag was ready to fly, it was the number 3 Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna of Jordan Ashburn taking the win, and more importantly, taking the national title. He is your 2022 GNCC XC1 National Champ. Had a chance to catch up with Jordan after the race.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Woo! What a day. I mean, put myself in a good position early on, got the whole shot, and just kind of led some laps, and we got past there at the second pit, but man, I just tried to stay on Craig, and he was riding so good, and he's the guy I had to beat today, so I really had to push hard to get it, and I just wanted to get it done today, and man, thank the Lord for this. This is amazing.
You know, taking a look at the top 3, it was Ashburn with the win and national title, DeLong finishing in the 2 spot, and of course, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory rider Thad Duvall rounding out the top 3. We fast forward to today, and your 2022 champ sets his eyes on perhaps a little icing on the cake. Again, titles wrapped up, but 2 rounds of racing, and you know these guys are going to come out swinging and hungry, want to end the season on a high note. Here we go. All balls racing. Whole shot award up for grabs. Oh, down goes. Believe that was DeLong. And there's his teammate, the 989 Rockstar Husky of Thad Duvall, grabbing the whole shot and early lead. He was challenged by Ricky Russell, and then it was Josh Toth jumping into the 2 spot as our riders headed into the woods. And let's see what the running order looks like now. Duvall, Toth, Russell in your top 3. A little mistake by DeLong has him toward the back of the pack. We'll see if DeLong can make up some time and show a little bit of himself shining like he did last race. Here we go, XC2, Stasic whole shot up for grabs. A check up from the neck up from the 198, and ooh, that one was too close to call. Liam Draper right there with Simon Johnson and Benjamin Herrera side by side for the whole shot. Not 100% sure who they give credit for that one. Can we split it 3 ways? Is that a thing? That's how close it is early. Liam Draper with the lead, though, in the woods. We'll see how that fares. Draper, solid season, coming off a second-place finish. Can he grab the win today? FMF XC3 125 Pro-Am class. Whole shot award up for grabs, courtesy of LoJack Cycle Sales. Max Fernandez. I think the 490 of Max Fernandez will get the credit for that one. It was Eli Childers on the 393 Yamaha beside him. But grabbing that Stasic whole shot, I believe that was Max Fernandez. And we jump back out front with our leader in the XC1, Thad Duvall, that rock star Husky, out in front in this one. Toth still there with him. Rough start here for the 514 Ampro Yamaha of Stu Baylor. Sitting at the back of the pack here. Ashburn leading the way. Oh, Ashburn leading the way now. Okay, so Ashburn out front. Don't know if we missed him last shot, but Ashburn leading the way. Duvall in the 2 spot, and Josh Toth sitting in 3rd. Here we go now. Magna One Motorsports Husky, your new champion, leading the way. Good ride going for Josh Toth. And everybody's still tight and close. Of course, if you're wondering where the heck are the rest of the XC1 guys, it's been a season of injuries, unfortunately. So not as many guys out there as what we're used to seeing. Nonetheless, everybody's riding well, staying with one another right now. Some different line choices for a couple of riders, but overall running order pretty well stays the same. Again, just a little concerned about Stu Baylor. You know, hey, he's a diesel though. Takes him a while, let him get warmed up, and you got to think if nothing's going on, Stu should be right in there in this battle. Look at this little hill climb right here. I say little. That ain't little. That's a big boy hill climb right there. Is our XC1 Pro guys. No problems for them coming up that hill. Jordan Ashburn looking good. Got the reverse plate, something he will carry throughout the last 2 rounds, no doubt, as that championship's wrapped up. And our riders, everybody still kind of single file right here. Waiting, playing the waiting game right now. Trying to force that guy in front of you, maybe into making a mistake. Able to get around him. Duvall still in 2nd. Toth still in 3rd. Ashburn out front. It's been a good ride for everybody so far. Good and clean. Ricky Russell looking good. And there is Stu just behind Craig DeLong. Goes for a pass, and I think he got it. I think Stu was able to get around Craig DeLong right there. Picks up a position. Here we go into some open section. Ashburn leading the way, kicking the dust up. Thad Duvall in the 2 spot and Toth in 3rd. And there goes DeLong. Did not see Stu Baylor. There is Stu. So maybe Stu had a little get off. Got caught up somewhere. Falls back behind the lead pack of this XC1. Well, the champ's already been crowned. Trying to put a little icing on the cake here. Jordan Ashburn and the rest of the XC1 boys will be back to battle after this.
Coverage of the Grand National Cross Country Championship on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized E-Turbo Bikes. It's you, only faster. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
And welcome back, GNCC here on MAV TV. Jordan Ashburn is leading this, the AMSOIL Buckwheat 100. Thad Duvall, the 989 in the number 2 spot, and Josh Toth in 3rd. And everybody else pretty close. Ricky Russell right there with Stu Baylor. Stu Baylor's actually picked up a couple of positions. So, hey, we talked about it before the commercial break. Keep your eyes on Baylor. Had a little concern there early. Wasn't sure if something was wrong with him or wrong with the machine. Serves me right. Don't doubt the man. He's always going to go to work if it's possible, and that's what we're seeing right now. Toth is dropped a few positions, so some troubles for Josh Toth right there as our rider's going to come in here for a pit stop in VP Racing Fuels Pro Row. Jordan Ashburn, not sure if he had some troubles with the Camelback, but he's got it clipped on now. Fresh set of goggles. I don't know if it came unclipped while he was out there or what, but kudos to him. Nothing like riding with a Camelback flopping around behind you, and you come in and make the adjustment. Did that extra time in the pits cost him a position? Possibly. Nonetheless, Thad Duvall capitalizes, and he is your new leader out front, the 989 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, Thad Duvall. leads the way. Ashburn in the 2 spot. So Ashburn drops 1 position, and Toth has dropped a few. Now at the back of the pack of this XC1 class. Thad Duvall, got to be stoked to see Thad Duvall up in the 1 spot. Ricky Russell and the boys right there with him as well. But again, Thad Duvall, it had been another season for him plagued by injury. And really, I hate that even coming out of my mouth, but you know, since he has come back, round number 10, he had a podium, he had a 3rd place finish. Round number 11, another podium, back-to-back podiums on the, we'll call it the comeback tour for Thad Duvall. And right now, sits in the lead, sits in the driver's seat of this Buckwheat 100. We talk about, hey, yeah, the title's wrapped up, but, oh boy, Stu's right there with Jordan Ashburn. But you want to end the year on a high note. You want to carry that momentum into the offseason, that confidence boost into 2023. I think that's exactly what we're seeing right now out of Thad, showing some promise for sure. So big congratulations in order for Thad Duvall so far. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but nonetheless, he's got to feel good about leading this race, even if he's not able to hang on to it. If he can lead a lap or so, that's going to be a huge confidence boost for Thad Duvall. So Ricky Russell in the 2 spot, Jordan Ashburn now back in 3rd place. Kudos to Ricky Russell making the pass to get up into the 2 spot, the 212 Coastal Racing Factory gas ride. And Stu Baylor on the move as well. Jordan Ashburn kind of settling, checks up a bit, falls back another position. Now Craig DeLong right there with him, and a new leader out in front is the 212 Coastal Racing gas of Ricky Russell leading the way. So Ricky Russell in a familiar spot he has seen this season, although the win itself, let's see, back in, I believe it was round number 8. Ricky Russell took a win, so is today. He's got a few podiums this season as well, or a couple of 2nd place finishes on either side of that win. Is today the day Ricky Russell finds the center of the box again? Forget it, another lead change. Now it's the Am-Pro Yamaha of Stu Baylor. So the diesel freight train of Baylor Heavy finally finds his way out in front, leads Jordan Ashburn in the 2 spot, and Thad in the 3 spot with his teammate Craig DeLong behind him in 4th. So the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna riders right there together. Got a small gap back to the rest of the XC1 class. And there is Ricky Russell. So Ricky Russell going from 1st to way back in the pack of this XC1. There is Toth. Not too far off the pace of Ricky Russell. So tough break for Russell. Got to think he had a get off somewhere. Able to get back on the machine and get going, but it cost him several positions. And that man right there, Stu Baylor in the Am-Pro Yamaha, capitalizes, moves out in front. And has he put a gap on these guys? My goodness, Ashburn in the 2 spot. He's the closest man to Stu Baylor. And I got to think Ashburn rides smart. I mean, rides smart and smooth. No reason to risk injury or anything. The championship's wrapped up. If it's there, if the pass is there with Craig DeLong in 3rd, go for it. But if it's not, you're settling into 2nd. No reason to push it. Ricky Russell, a sense of urgency now out of the 212 Coastal Racing gas as here comes Stu Baylor. Getting into some lap traffic now. If you're tuning into some GNCC for the first time, unlike what you see with Supercross or outdoors at Pro Motocross, where it's, you know, the 450 class, the 250 class, GNCC, a little different. We've got our pros out there, but they're running the same time as some amateur classes and some pro-am classes. So eventually, over a 3-hour race, they're going to catch up to lap traffic. Another added element to GNCC that makes it so unique compared to any other kind of racing. And you talk about a man who has no problem 99% of the time getting around lap traffic, Stu Baylor. Perfect example. And you can hear those guys coming, no doubt about that. Well, trouble in the pits for the 206 of Josh Toth. So not 100% sure, maybe a small adjustment. But nonetheless, trouble a brewing. New leader, Stu Baylor. Can he hang on and grab a win? We'll be right back after this.
Coverage of the Grand National Cross Country Championship on MAV TV is brought to you in part by Specialized E-Turbo Bikes. It's you, only faster. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Welcome back to the AMSOIL Buckwheat 100, the 12th round of this 2023 Grand National Cross Country Series presented by Specialized, an AMA National Championship. Watching our leaders on screen, Stu Baylor is in the driver's seat. Not the best start for Baylor, but in true Baylor fashion, he stays the course. He chips away at it. He gets the axe out and goes to work and has found himself leading this one. Great rides by Thad Duvall, great ride by Craig DeLong, all there in a fight for a podium position. Jordan Ashburn has seemed to kind of settled into that race pace. Nothing to prove. He's got the title wrapped up, doesn't necessarily need the win. Sure, if he could get it, it'd be great, but no reason in risking that. Tough breaks for a few guys. Josh Toth we saw in the pits prior to the commercial break, and some trouble for Ricky Russell as well. Clearly going down in a section. Something was happening. He was at one point leading the race, has fallen off that pace a bit. But again, watching our leaders, Stu Baylor out front. There goes Jordan Ashburn in the 2 spot. Thad Duvall in third. His teammate Craig DeLong just behind him. The pair of Rockstar Energy Husqvarna riders in a good position. But all eyes on the 514 Ampro Yamaha of Stu Baylor. This would be, now Stu Baylor suffered some injuries this year, like pretty much everybody, it seems like, but nonetheless, DeLong for the pass, DeLong into the 2 spot. So DeLong around Ashburn now, and Ashburn falls to the number 3 position. Where is Thad Duvall? Where is the 989? There is Ricky Russell in 4th. And we're still left to wonder. There he is. Oh, man, tough break for the 989. Thad Duvall had a great race going. Still sits in a top 5 position, but not the podium position you know he wanted. Again, back to Stu Baylor. He's got 1 win this season. And in another season for Stu, plagued by injury. Ashburn back into the 2 spot now. But Stu Baylor making hay while the sun shines, all right? Came back in round number 9. He had a podium there with a 3rd. Followed that up, DeLong in 3rd, by the way. Followed that up round number 10 with a win. And coming off a rough round number 11, a 7th place finish for Duvall. Trying to return to the center of the box. Here we go, battle on screen. DeLong in the 3 spot. His teammate, Thad Duvall in the 4 spot. Come to the right-hander, kick the dust up, gets up into the berm a little bit. And they duck back down into the woods, and here we go with Stu Baylor, a checkup from the neck up. Wants to know, he says, where is everybody? I'm all by myself. I'm out here trail riding. Yes. Gotta love it. Congratulations to the 514 Ampro Yamaha of Stu Baylor. Grabbing the win here at the Buckwheat 100. And he's still, where the hell is everybody? I'm going to have me a cup of coffee, maybe a delicious barley pop. Stu he's a man of the people. There's no doubt about that.
Really good racing, but it was tough to make moves out there, and finally just little things. I was frustrated. I thought we were going to do an early pit strategy to get through the guys. I knew this was going to be one of those tracks, and then after cussing out my pit crew, which I owe them an apology, I think that fired me up. That was what turned it up, and I started pushing. And you know, when I start seeing red, I start riding fast. So luckily, I saw Ricky had that mistake on the hill. I kind of hesitated, found the line, scanned the line, and attacked what I had to. And from there, it was just trying not to make mistakes, and wasn't really pushing. I felt like I wasn't even breathing. But this was one of those tracks where where anytime you got ahead of yourself, you would end up on your head. So no crashes today, no tip overs, nothing, which is better than the last couple of years here. You know, we had a win here by default, but this is the first official win here. BK beat me technically both times. So bummer he's not here. I would have liked to at least see if I could have run with him today. But nonetheless, fun track and a lot of fun racing out there.
Well, what did I tell you? He's a man of the people, right? He's using somebody's back. I don't know who that guy is, but he's using somebody's back to sign an autograph right there. Very cool. back to the track here, and we'll see who comes in at the number 2 spot. Nonetheless, great ride by Stu Baylor, capturing. And look at the battle right there. These guys are teammates, and they're just going at each other to wrap this race up as 2, 3, and 4 come in. Ashburn, DeLong, and Thad Duvall.
Yeah, you know, I was ready to go today and try to come out and get another win before the series is over this year. And man, I just got T-boned the first corner and kind of busted my hand up, and kind of took me a while to kind of figure out to hold on and keep going, and just put my head down today. And the track was really sketchy, and I knew it was going to be, and everybody racing really tight. You know, I just tried to be smooth and keep it off the ground today.
Well, as we take a look at the results, again, Stu Baylor with the win aboard the Ampro Yamaha, the Magna 1 Motorsports Husky at Ashburn finishing 3rd, and Craig DeLong.
Yeah, it was, honestly, I'm not too pumped on my day. I just rode in the back all day long, and I'm like, man, what am I doing? And 2 laps to go, and I'm like, I got to go. And I just, you know, I put my head down and started picking some guys off, and man, I was fighting some stomach issues out there. And I got up to Jordan there on the last lap and actually got around him. He stalled it, and I got around him, and man, I was really struggling out there. And I was just trying to get through it, and then freaking Thad called me, and I'm like, oh, I can't let up now. So it was a good fight to the end. It was nice battling with everybody. It was fun, and I'm happy to get another podium and try to keep this ball rolling.
All right, we take a look at the Specialized race recap from today. This one was a heater from the start. How about it? Rough start for Craig DeLong right there. As we just saw his interview, though, hey, it's a 3-hour race. He went to work. He got himself back in the game. Thad Duvall grabbing that whole shot in the early lead in this one. Had a great ride going. Well, really by everybody. Early on in this one, I mean, it was like single file through the woods. The guy that we were most concerned about, Stu Baylor, ends up turning it around, and as we know, eventually took the win in this one. But nonetheless, some major building blocks or stepping stones or whatever cliche you want to use for Thad Duvall, for Stu Baylor. You know, Thad didn't get the win, but Thad had the opportunity. He led the race for a little bit today, got to feel what that's like. It's good for him. He needs that. He needs these kind of races to close out the season. I know Thad wants the podium. I know Thad wants the win, but it was a move in the right direction today. Tough break for Ricky Russell. Had a great ride going in his own right. Got the lead for a little bit. Obviously had a mishap somewhere. Something happened with Ricky. Not 100% sure what happened, but opened up the window of opportunity for that man right there. Baylor heavy. The 514 Ampro Yamaha of Stu Baylor going to work. Ashburn was able to get up in the 2 spot, and the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna riders battling for that final podium position between Thad and Craig. And how about this ending? You know, we didn't get the wheelie. We didn't get the broken rear fender, but we got the hand in the air asking where the heck everybody is. And the man of the people, Stu Baylor, comes in for the win. What a ride by that man. Congratulations to all our riders here today. That is going to do it for us here at the Buckwheat 100. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.